everyone, it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and today we are doing Cloudlet's 8-week pup date. I think I'll probably do these about monthly or so in the beginning because puppies just change so much in the beginning, and I have lots to say. I'm super obsessed with him already, and it's only been, oh gosh, like we're hitting like right at 24 hours with him, so it's all new and fresh, but I've got a vet visit to talk about and various like puppy type of things that I thought would be important and pertinent if you happen to be interested in getting a puppy anytime soon. There was a couple of different things that I had possibly heard of, rumblings of, but we have not had a puppy in a really, really long time. I want to say we got Emma, I think in like 2009. So that was a really long time ago. I think that was the last year we actually had a puppy. And a lot of things have changed. There's a couple of different medicines and things that you can do. I thought it would be pertinent info to share with you guys, and I also want to tell you guys about how Cloudlet is so far. He is rambunctious, he's super cute, he is really mostly just chilled. He really wants to just be basically in somebody's lap, and I'm like, okay, that works right now. He happens to be about 14 pounds, he's like 13 something, but that's not going to work for long because he is going to be a big boy. He is already massive for his age. He's only almost 8 weeks. He'll be 8 weeks officially tomorrow. He's almost getting close to 14 pounds. So he's going to be a big boy. So he is a Sheepadoodle, and I didn't really talk much about like the background stuff in my last video. It was just like surprise excitement, and I will talk about how the surprise actually went and my thoughts about it. He is a Sheepadoodle, and he is where his mom is a Sheepadoodle, which is half poodle, half Old English sheepdog, and then his dad is a full-bred poodle. He's 3/4 poodle, and he is black and white right now. He's got just the faintest little bit of brown on his one like patchy black ear. He's got a little bit of brown there, and then otherwise he's just pure white and black. And the breeder said about half of the Sheepadoodles will turn to gray. Anywhere that he has black, he could potentially be gray. So he could be a gray and white puppy, which I would personally really, really like because Bella was gray and white, and she just has a special place in my heart. Like all of our dogs were great and I loved all of them, but Bella was my crazy, wild, big giant husky. She was 65 pounds. I just loved that dog. Like, I loved all the dogs, but she just had a special place, and she was our last one that we just had the longest, and it's like the freshest open wound. So for him to turn gray and white would be really cute, and his patchiness on his face definitely reminded me of her because she had this like patchy line across her face, and I just loved that. And I love his patchiness on his back. It definitely reminds me of her as well. So thinking like size wise, his parents were both in the like 50-pound range. So the breeder said most of them are generally smaller Sheepadoodles. Sheepadoodles generally go from like 50 to 80 pounds. Well, he's a big boy. He was like 2 pounds bigger than the other ones when we went to pick him. I said this in the other video, but I FaceTimed with him to pick which one, and I already kind of had my eye on him and a couple of other really cute ones, and his personality just ended up fitting. But when they were telling us the weight, he was a full like 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds heavier than the other puppies at that point. And at that point, I think they were like 6 weeks old, or maybe not even quite 6 weeks old yet. So he is a big, big boy. And I was telling her, I'm like, I have this little cat slash little dog carrier. Do you think he'll fit in this for like transporting? And she's like, he might be a little squished in there, but he'll definitely fit. And she said all of them, we weighed them recently, they're all about 10 pounds. And then he ended up being 13.5 pounds at that point. So he was definitely one of the biggest ones, and I anticipate he will be a very big boy. I'm hoping he'll be like Bella, like in the 65-pound range. If he goes to 80 pounds, that's going to be the biggest dog we've had by far, because Bella was our biggest dog at 65 pounds. So that's just something that he just really don't know at this point how big he's going to get, but already he's like way off the scale where all his little brothers and sisters were. He was a big boy compared to them. So he may end up being on the heftier side of things, but he is just super cute. He's just a fluff ball. It's like 2 inches of hair all around him, so he looks huge. He looks like this huge giant fluff ball, but deep down in the fur there is a smaller dog in there, but he's still big, you know. He's 13 something. I'm honestly really surprised. It's been 24 hours. He's had one teeny tiny pee-pee accident, and it was like in his sleep, because it's like right where he was laying, and he woke up and there was a little pee-pee spot, and that was it. He hasn't had any pee-pee accidents. He hasn't had any poop accidents. I'm shocked, like just totally shocked. By this point in time, we've had like 52 accidents from any of our puppies we've had in the past. So he definitely has had a little bit of training, and he seems really smart. Like poodles are supposed to be really smart, and he definitely seems that way. We take him out and a few seconds in the grass and he makes his pee, and then he comes and sits by my feet when he's all done. And so the times he's made poop, he's done his little pee-pee, and then he walks like 10 feet away from me, does his business, and then walks back to me and sits down right next to my feet. Like, he's like, I'm done. And it is really cold right now. It's winter, but Texas is generally not super cold. Well, we're having really cold days. It was like high 20s last night, and I had to take him out one time in the night. Overall, he does his business. He comes, sits by my feet, so I know he's done, and then we head back inside and warm up. And then as far as like overnight, I was really worried. We've always had puppies that just basically like cry just basically all night the first couple of nights. Well, he did cry a tiny, tiny bit, like literally a minute of crying, and then he just settled down. So we got this big crate that he's going to be in. I put the dog bed in there, got him all settled with a couple of toys, and set him right by my side of the bed. And he whimpered for a little bit, just kind of talked to him, put my hand down because I'm like laying in the bed. I can reach him with my hand. I just put my hand down and I was like, it's okay, you know, I'm right here. And he whimpers for like maybe a minute, turns around, fell asleep. And I was just shocked. I'm like, really? That was way too easy. So I was anticipating he'd wake me up a bunch of times. Nope, he woke me up one time. 3 a.m. he woke me up. We went outside. He did his business. Within a couple of minutes, we came back inside, and then the same thing. I put him in his crate and I get in bed, and he whimpers for maybe a minute, turns around, falls back asleep. And I'm just shocked, like shocked how easy he has been so far. And I'm just anticipating that it will get more challenging. He'll get more stubborn or have more energy at some point, and be able to be a little bit sassier. But so far, he's just like a perfect roly-poly little puppy. He does nip, like he nibbles on everything, bites at everything. So we've been trying to redirect him, like, don't bite on the kids' dress-up outfit that they're wearing, bite on your toy, like things like that. He hasn't hurt either one of the girls yet, and both girls know how to like try to tell him to stop. They know what to do, and they've both been really, really good with him so far, and they're both obsessed. Like, they want to sit right next to him. I've got pictures of us all sitting in his little like kenneled off area. We had this big heavy-duty baby gate that we put across the just whole part of our house so that Stella was contained. Well, we kept it anticipating we would have a puppy at some point, and sure enough, I pulled it out of the closet and we turned it into a little kennel area for him for now, and it's working really well. He does not like being in there alone when he's awake, but as soon as he like starts dozing off to sleep, he's totally fine with us like getting out. But the girls do not want to leave him alone, even at nap time. Last night he took like a long nap, and both girls were like, is he gonna wake up? When's he gonna wake up? When can I play with him? I want to play with him now. So they kind of just sat there with their iPads like right next to the kennel thing as he slept, and it was so funny. They're like, is he awake yet? And I was like, dudes, look at him. He's like, he's totally passed out. He's not waking up right this minute. And then the same thing happened. We came home from the vet, which I'll talk about the vet stuff, but we came home from the vet and Stella was like, is he still asleep? Like, yes, you can see he's still asleep. When's he gonna wake up? I want to play with him. And finally he did wake up, and they ran around outside together, and it was super cute. But yeah, it's just, he's a fluff ball. He's so cute. He loves snuggling. He always like wants to touch me. He like climbs in my lap. This morning, half asleep this morning, about to get Livy ready for school, I was just in his little kennel area, and he just like climbs into my lap and like climbs up me and like puts his head here and snuggles with me. It's just so much fun so far. Of course, you know, like it wasn't great, you know, being woken up, and it's a lot of work having a puppy, even when they're like doing well. We haven't had any accidents except the one like in his sleep accident, but it's still just a lot of work, especially keeping my eye on him with the girls. I don't want him to nip and hurt them too much or jump on them or anything. So I'm really careful. Like, I'm right there with him, keeping my eye on him and ready to correct him as needed. I am still getting over a cold, so I sound all nasally and weird, and I apologize for that. It's just, it is what it is. It's like our 50th cold of the year. I don't know. It's just always like that, but it's been really fun, and the girls love him and he loves the girls. I've got pictures of him just like following them around like their own little teeny tiny puppy dog. They got on the trampoline, and he just like sits and looks up at the trampoline like waiting for them to come down, and he seems like he's going to be a really, really good dog. And I'm just so happy we went this direction and we got him, and so far so good. I mean, it's only been 24 hours. I know we'll have problems. I know puppies destroy things, and I'm anticipating that. He's really chewy. He's going to be teething and losing all his teeth and go crazy on chewing everything. But for now, I feel like we sort of have a handle on like the brand new bringing the puppy in. Like, I feel like it's going okay. We had the puppy vet visit this morning. They checked him out. Everything looked good. He looked nice and healthy. And then I ended up getting 2 medicines for him. The one is like the heartworm preventative, which, you know, is a typical thing. And then also a flea medicine. And we used to do like frontline, where you like stick it on the nape of their neck and it spreads out and it's a topical thing. Well, now they have medicine versions of it where they just eat the little treat that's medicine and you don't have to worry about putting the topical stuff on them, which is awesome. We had one dog, Emma, who hated the topical stuff. She would like run into walls and like rub up against everything. She just went crazy when we put that stuff on her. So I'm so glad it's a pill form now. I have the first doses for him for both of those, and then we go back in a couple weeks for shots, and then we go back in a couple more weeks for boosters, and we go back in even more weeks for more boosters. And I think they said like there's 4 visits altogether throughout his like puppy vaccines and stuff. And then we'll get him reweighed each time for those monthly things because they're based on weight and he's gonna be growing. So I didn't buy like a 6-pack or anything at this point because he's still growing and I don't know what weight range he's gonna be in for each pill. So we'll just wait and see on that and get him weighed every month until he levels out. But yeah, they recommended a couple of things which were like different things for me. I don't know, we've always gotten rescues and they're kind of like mutts and we don't really obedience train them or anything. So this is a full different ball game. We're gonna train him. He's incredibly smart. Our Huskies were smart and I trained them just a few things here and there, but I want him to be like, I want him to be good around people, socialized with other dogs. I want him to be able to be on a leash really nicely. I want him to be pretty obedient in the house, like all the training. So they recommended doing the puppy training classes with him, and I also want a trainer to come to the house and train me. And then they also said I should bell train him, which is something I have never heard of, but it's just where you like teach him to ring a bell when he wants to go potty. And I've never heard of this. I know this is a thing. I ended up on the way home from the vet taking him and showing him off to a couple of people. And one of the people was like, have you gotten your bell yet? And I was like, you're the second person who's told me about this bell training thing. And I really didn't know what this was. I've heard of like training a dog, something like this, but yeah, we're gonna try. I guess I'm gonna Google it and come up with our bell training system and have him ring the bell when he needs to go potty. And right now it's like I take him out as soon as he wakes up from his nap, and that seems to be going well. He did like start whimpering all of a sudden one time, and I went ahead and took him outside and he did pee then too. So I think he has a good grasp of potty training. Like he understands, he does his business outside. He hasn't tried to do anything inside, and I've been really vigilant. I mean, obviously right now I'm really vigilant about taking him out and making sure he doesn't go too long awake in the house. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Vet visit, slept really good through the night, just had one wake up time. He's doing great on the potty training. I mean, I anticipate us having accidents here and there. I feel like even our potty trained dogs, every once in a while would still have an accident. So it's just something that happens. Right now, he does not have the run of the house. He's in his little kenneled area and he's outside. Like that's it, basically. He's not really allowed free reign in the house. At bedtime last night, I did take him upstairs while we read stories. So he was just kind of like in our arms reading stories, but he's not been on the carpet yet. He's not been out except the occasional Stella like lifts the latch and tries to go in, but like just leaves the gate wide open. So he sneaks out. He's only snuck out a little bit, but we're just keeping an eye on him. There's still like lots of things he could get into and he doesn't know the rules yet. He's just not potty trained yet, all the things. So he's still being contained very well. But yeah, that pretty much covers everything. I'll have another update probably in a month and let you guys know like how he's doing. I'll probably talk about him in passing in other videos as well because it's just puppy season at this house, and I will have more pictures on Instagram. Definitely be sure to follow me over there because that's where I'm going to be posting like the day-to-day real-time PUPDATE stuff because I'm obsessed. I'm so happy to be able to snuggle a cute little puppy, and he's so fluffy and he loves snuggling. So it's been really, really fun. He literally climbs in my lap to come snuggle with me, and I just love it. And he's always like, he'll bring his toy and kind of lay it in my lap, and I love it. I think he's just gonna be a snuggly, sweet, doofy little boy, and I can't wait to watch him grow up. And yeah, it's been so fun. I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be problems as well. I'm not saying that everything's like rainbows and sunshine, but it's been really like surprising how well it's gone so far. I was really anticipating it being a whole lot more hectic and chaotic and stressful and whiny than it has been. It's been pleasantly surprising. So, and if I was being a good Sami the editor, I have sprinkled in photos and stuff in this video, but I'm gonna insert a couple more clips and photos for you guys here at the end so you guys can have more puppy goodness. Yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. So I hope you guys like this. I'll make a puppy playlist down below for Cloudlet so you guys can follow along with the PUPDATEs. If you're seeing these not in real time as I post them, check the description box for that. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you can follow me along for more PUPDATEs, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Hi, Pup Pups. Doggy.
He's just got the zoomies.
We're up here.
Was that good?